23rd, all right. Okay, a pleasant good evening, and this is Reverend Joseph Harbajan, and I'm speaking today with Ivan Mendonza, and he's celebrating 100 years. Okay, today, all right, Ivan, tell me, where were you born?
In Princestown.
Okay, so you were born in Princestown. Do you remember the exact location?
It was in Bonanza Street.
Bonanza Street. So you almost sound like you was with the Cowboys. All right? Okay. All right. So you were born on Bonanza Street. Tell me, did people back then had electricity on your street?
No,
All right. Anybody had electricity?
I can't remember that.
Okay. So there was nobody on Bonanza Street, so you had to shoot people in the day. Right? Okay. All right. So you were on Bonanza Street. I want you to tell me, were there motor cars in the area?
One or two.
One or two? Okay. Okay, so speak a little louder, okay? Ivan, I know you have a lot of volume because the fact is you have a lot of power to be here 100 years later. Okay? Okay, so where did you go to school?
Princestown Government School, which is now Princestown EC School.
Okay, so you went to Princestown Government School. Do you recall any of your teachers at that school?
Prior Jones.
Prior Jones?
Right.
Yeah. Anybody else?
One Mr. Simmons.
Mr. Simmons. Okay, so that's excellent. Okay, so Ivan is 100 years old and he's remembering his teachers that taught him over 90 years ago. Now, I want us to speed up a little bit into the next decade. When did you start working?
In 1940.
In 1940, you started to work. And I want to tell us what job did you start doing?
Being a pump fitter. A pump driver, not a fitter.
A pump driver. Now, you say a pump driver. Tell us a little bit about what a pump driver does.
A pump driver supervises what's going on, see that the pumps are working properly. You give them the oil that they need, and that's it.
Okay. So these pumps, what industry this was in?
Sugar.
In sugar?
Yes. You pump the juices from the cane to where it ought to go until it reaches the final stage.
Okay, so you were in sugar, so you was a sweet man for a long time. Yes. All right, okay. All right, so you worked in the sugar industry. When you changed professions, what company did you go to?
Trinidad leaseholds.
Trinidad leaseholds. Tell me a little bit, what Trinidad leaseholds used to do back then?
Oh, it was a refinery. Of course, they had fields, producing crude.
Yeah.
But they had a refinery which used to produce sugar. And Craignish Estate.
All right. Okay, so...
Of course, the people.
All right. So they produce sugar. They also produce oil. Okay. No, not oil.
Sugar.
Only sugar.
From the juice you get
Sugar. All right. All right. Okay. So sugar.
Everything sweet.
Everything sweet. All right. So for how long did you stay in Princestown?
I can't remember.
Can't remember.
Oh, lived in Princestown?
Yes.
About 21 years. The first 21 years of my life.
The first 21 years of your life, you lived in Princestown. Where did you move to after that?
San Fernando.
You moved
Quite a while.
All right. So you moved to San Fernando. Tell me a little bit, what was San Fernando like when you moved there? So this would have been in the 19 what? 40s?
Yes.
All right. So
1930s.
1930s, 1940s.
1940 was near time for me to leave working as a ordinary scholar.
Okay.
Right.
All right. But since you visited San Fernando and lived in San Fernando during the 30s and the 40s.
Princestown.
Okay, right. But remember you told me you moved to San Fernando?
A long time after, not during school days.
No, this is after your school days. You worked with the sugar factory, and then after the sugar factory, you moved to, you went to Pointe-à-Pitre to work. All right. So you moved to Pointe-à-Pitre. All right. As a what?
As a pump attendant at the time.
A pump attendant.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You oil down the pumps
All
and water, lubricated, so to speak. But see that it's water, well water and all that. And such it.
okay. So you lived in San Fernando while working at Pointe-à-Pitre, true?
Yes.
All right. Where in San Fernando do you live at that time?
Lower Hillside.
Lower Hillside. That would be off Coffee Street?
That's right.
Off Coffee Street. Okay. Was Coffee Street a paved road or what was it?
I can't remember.
Can't recall.
No. It was a narrow road,
A narrow road.
sparsely asphalted.
Okay. All right. Sparsely asphalted. Okay, I appreciate your use of the English language because you're using sparsely. Somebody hearing that might think it's sparsely, but sparsely. Yeah, I understand. So you're doing an excellent job because they tell me you read a lot, true? Do you read the newspapers up to today?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you're able to keep up with current times. Okay?
Not 100%.
Not 100%, but you do read every day.
Yes, more or less.
All right.
I don't read the papers, I read something else.
Okay. All right. So that is excellent. Now tell me, how long did you work at the refinery for?
In Pointe-à-Pitre, I work in refinery for from 65
From 65.
to 85.
65 to 8. He finished at age 65. Okay.
65 to 85.
Okay, so you work from 1965 to 1985. 1982. All right. Okay. Give or take a few years. Now, but during this time, you also had some children, true?
Yes.
All right. Who was your first child?
Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie. No. Steve?
I forget it.
All right.
Steve and Michael.
Steve and Michael. So you had two sons.
I had two sons.
Two sons, Steve and Michael.
Right.
Okay, after Steve and Michael, who came?
Anne-Marie
Anne-Marie.
and Jean.
And Jean.
And a brother who died. What's his name? Juliet and Camille came after Anne-Marie.
Juliet and Anne-Marie, and then Camille is the last.
Yeah.
And Camille is the last.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you remember now you would have had grandchildren. You recall your grandchildren?
Yes, I have a few of them.
Okay.
I don't remember the names though. You have a few there. And you have
One, Jaden.
Yeah.
All right. And Aliston.
Alistair.
Right. And anybody else here?
Yeah, a great grand here.
A great grand. All right. Who's the great grand? Come in front of the camera, Joe.
After we'll take.
All right, we'll take a picture. All of them. All right. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. So you had a number of grandchildren and great grand. Now, the country has changed a lot since you were born in Princestown. If you had to give some advice based on the fact you have seen this country for 100 years, what is some of the good advice you think you could give to this country now that you're celebrating 100 years?
I don't think I could give a complete answer to that,
No, but anything.
because the politicians themselves don't know.
They don't know. All right. But what you know, what do you think will be good for this country?
I don't think we have that type of government here.
Oh,
We don't. We have money,
Yeah.
but it's controlled only by the powerful people.
Only by the... Oh, now you're saying something very deep there. So you're telling me Trinidad and Tobago has a lot of money, but we don't have the politicians to spend the money.
No.
Right. What kind of politicians you think we need in this country?
I don't think I have an answer.
You don't have an answer. All right. If you have to get...
All of them we've got is the same thing.
It's the same thing.
You just get a reputation, not a replacement.
Not a replacement, just a reputation.
A reputation.
All right. Okay. All right. So, okay. But if you have to give the young people some advice, what you might say to them?
I don't think young people don't listen to old people. No?
But let me tell you, a lot of them wish they could make 100 years. You have made 100 years. If it's 2 words or 1 line you could give to the young people, what you would say?
Aspire to better yourself. Aspire to better yourself.
Excellent. And that is excellent advice because you're saying you can be better than where you are now. Seek to improve yourself. Now, a question I want to ask you here now is that it is amazing to celebrate 100 years. What do you think is some of the secrets that have kept you alive so long?
Living not excessively. Avoiding some of the things that you should avoid and not consume.
Okay.
Exercise as often as you can.
You do still exercise?
No, I can't again.
All right. But you still walk, not so? Every day?
No,
Yeah.
feet can't.
No, yeah. In the house I'm talking about. In the house.
You see how I walk in here?
Yeah.
Stumbling, that's how I walk.
Use the mic when he's on.
Sure. Yes, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Okay, but you do walk in the house every day, right?
Not much.
Not much.
Not that. The knees are in a bad condition.
In a bad condition.
So I can't move about too much.
Okay. All right. Now, in terms of what you have seen in Trinidad and Tobago, what do you think are some positive things you have seen in this country?
I don't see many, but anything in my
One?
house. I don't.
1, 2.
No.
No, you don't have much.
You see what happens, you see something today and it looks like something good.
Yeah.
And before you could think twice about it, it has changed completely.
Changed. Okay. So you're saying we're not making good changes. All right. Now, just one little bit information we want to get from you. I know you look at a lot of sports. All right. Is there any sport or any sports person you really like and you want to talk about them?
I can't remember.
You can't remember? Cricket, football?
Yeah, I can't remember.
You can't remember them? Oh, your memory? All right. Okay. All right, because I know you're an added sportsman over the years in terms of following.
Yeah.
All right?
But sometimes these are things that if you don't do it often, you forget it.
You forget it?
Yeah.
All right.
And my brains can't contend with those things again.
But let me say something to you, Mr. Ivan. Even though you feel your brain's slow and you're not remembering, this conversation that I'm having with you, you're doing an excellent job. Because you are recalling things from very far back and you're able to have a conversation. So I want to compliment you because you are one of the best persons I have heard celebrating 100 years in terms of details, in terms of information, and I consider this to be an excellent interview with you. Any last words you want to say? Because you're able to say something on television here. Anything you want to say as we close this interview?
Not anything particularly. I got to think out something. I'm not thinking anything at the moment.
At the moment?
Yeah, just thinking to find new answers.
That's all right. Okay. All right. So let's give Ivan a round of applause for this interview. He did an excellent job. Okay. He's celebrating 100 years today. and he's still fluid in his mind. He could still talk. He still know faces. He still know people. And that is very complimentary. So I want to thank you for being an audience here with Ivan. And I want to turn you back over to the studios, who is going to take it further from here. Thank you, and the Lord bless you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ivan. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You are wonderful. Happy birthday to you. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip, hip. Hooray!
Wanted to stick the cake?
Cái phải mình ăn nồi thì còn
Give him a little cake too, huh?
give him cake
Oh, you give him
because he is the giver of life and he was given Mr. Ivan 100 years. So we're going to sing, give thanks with a grateful heart, give thanks to the Holy One, give thanks because he's given Jesus Christ, his Son. Give thanks with a grateful heart, give thanks to the Holy One, give thanks because he's given Jesus Christ, his Son. And now let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich because of what the Lord has done for us. And now let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich because of what the Lord has done for us. Give thanks. The first verse of great is thy faithfulness. God has been faithful to Mr. Ivan over the years, and we need to recognize him for his faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I needed thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. And we want to sing one for the children. So last one, we're going to sing, Jesus loves me, this I know. He doesn't only love those who are 100 years, but he loved those who are 5 years, 6 years, and 7 years old. So we're going to sing, you all know Jesus loves me? Yeah? So we're going to sing that. Right? 2, 3. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Thank you very much, and I'll turn over to Reverend Joseph at this time.
Okay, thank you, Joanne. I just want to spend a couple moments on one verse here. It is found in Joshua chapter 14, verse 11. And it says, I am still strong today as the day Moses sent me out. I am just as vigorous to go out and to battle now as I was then. And this is Caleb speaking, and he's talking about strength. And I want to say, as I was sitting here and he was singing those 3 songs, Mr. Ivan was singing all 3 songs. And that tells me something. There is still a measure of strength in Mr. Ivan because he could recall these songs. There are some people in their 50s can't sing. Even some people in their 40s cannot sing, but he is still singing. And this title I want to give this small talk is The Power to Remain. Okay, and if it's one thing Mr. Ivan has shown to us, he has the power to remain. He was born here in 1918, and he's still here in 2018. Okay, advertisers like to tell you that their product is 100% pure, but we don't know how true that is. Alright, they like to tell consumers they're giving you 100% guarantee. And I want to say sometimes when you go back to them, it wasn't 100%. I want to tell you the real McCoy is here. He's 100 years old. And there's no gimmick in it because the fact is he has been here. He has proven himself to be strong and he's proven himself to be mighty. I want to say that in 1918, alright, as we said, there weren't much cars, there weren't much activity, but the fact is, Mr. Ivan was present. I want to say here that the first thing his life is built on is on God's promises. Okay? Because the Bible says that he will give certain people long life. Long life, according to the Bible, now is 70 years now. Mr. Ivan is clocking 20 years over 70. And that is something because, and the Bible says, and it goes on in that verse, by reason of strength. Based on how strong you are, determines how long you live after 70. And Mr. Ivan is clocking 30. So he has made a century. Not only is his life built upon God's promises, but I want to say his life is also built on perpetual youth. He might tell me he is young and he can't remember and the brain, that's what he was saying. But I want to say Mr. Ivan still has youth in him because he still reads. To be able to read every day, that is amazing. There's some people who go a whole week and they may read nothing. They'll go a whole month and they may read nothing. Every day he puts on his glasses and he reads something. And that is what keeps him youthful. Reading, they tell us, if you do reading every day, it is exercise to your mind. You see how Mr. Ivan will lose his mind yet? Because he continues to exercise his mind, perpetual youth. So we can take a lot of pages out of his book because the fact is he reads every day. So if Mr. Ivan was giving you advice as I was trying to get him to give you advice, he's telling you, make sure you read something every day. And I would want to say to you, make sure you read something good every day. That black Bible is your Bible. You just read it? Right. Okay? So he reads the Bible every day. And so that is good. So there's perpetual youth. But also, Caleb also was an example of persistence. And I want to say Mr. Ivan has shown persistence. There is a lot of people throwing the towel a long time. There's a lot of people has given up.